AS, WatchthePot.com. Welcome to Watch the Pot YouTube. And we are reviewing, me and my friend over here, Edison, WandaVision. The whole season. So, my friend Edison, many years we have known each other and distracted ourselves at work talking about Marvel, Star Wars.
That's me.
Just
Hi.
the first few hi.
Hi.
Episodes. What was your impression? Like the pace of it? What did you think of your first impression of it?
So when I saw the first episode, like the opening, like the first of finally WandaVision, I was kind of confused because it just had no explanation. It just took her to like TV shows back in the days, like how like the 50s and 60s and everything. And it kind of channeled down. But then, when I started watching more of it, it kind of makes, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people, what I heard, they just didn't like the first episode. But then realistically, even this generation now, when they look at it, that's how TV was back then. Legit, exactly how Wanda was visioning like that. That's how it was. So people didn't really have the patience for it. But I did. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait for it because you know what? Wise Alex told me saying, wait, it's gonna build up. Wait, you just gotta wait. So then I'm
since you brought me into the conversation, my thing is that the reason I like this show is because they finally going off formula from what they usually do in Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
They usually give you, as much as I like it, I usually know what's gonna happen. And not even that, even when I know what's gonna happen, it kind of still feels formulaic. And it's fun, but that's why I lean more to DC, because it feels less formulaic, even though the movie could be good or bad, but DC always swings for it. Marvel to me feels a lot of, except for like Deadpool, but that's a different conversation. But Marvel usually pretty safe in the middle, and they do things just to please everyone.
Of course.
And WandaVision took a swing and did a few episodes that can turn you off to see if you're smart enough to stick around. And they finally have enough clout, Star Wars level clout, that they can take risks and do stuff that may or may not work. And I like that. I like that it's not going to be the same shit again. We're going to get phase 4. It's finally going to be different. And even though I know it's going to be a multiverse type of stuff, it's still, now they actually could do, now they're established to the point where they don't have to worry about people not watching it. They can do, they're doing Eternals, Guardians worked. I mean, you just I'm looking forward to them just doing things because it's good, not because it's politically correct, or just do it because it's a good movie. That's what I want. Things I don't care about numbers as much as how many times can I watch this movie over and over again.
Yeah.
So it builds up, and I say it starts getting tolerable as far as the general public, like regular dudes that, I just want to see something cool. I say around after she has the kids, I would say people seem to really be into the show.
Yeah, because everything starts picking up and it starts to add little riddles and clues.
It's kind of like it's a build up. It's like foreplay. You gotta build to something. Feel like
don't
to
create a great impact. Yeah,
don't you worry. We're getting Falcon and the Winter Soldier next, and that's gonna give you exactly what you expect, and that's okay. Also,
so normally the shows
give you cool action. cool characters fight, like,
Hmm.
but Wanda's took a risk, and I
Nothing
love that.
half-assed, just everything perfect. So my question is, I'm guessing that a lot of viewers kind of maybe they know they don't know. So I'm guessing the shows that we're watching now, WandaVision, and then the next one, Captain and Falcon, is the shows are connecting with the new phase that's coming. So people has to watch the show in order, once we get to the new phase with the whole new, lineup with the Marvels, I'm guessing they're gonna
Yeah,
bring information from the show, right?
yeah. The thing
Because
is,
Loki's coming out as well.
yeah, Loki, he's from a different time.
Hmm.
When he took the Tesseract and went to a different part of the multiverse, it changed it changed things. So I mean, that's also it's all gonna factor in all of this stuff.
Hmm.
So let's get into like what the clues were in the show, like
The clues.
the way, like it was like a creepy tone that is just like, here's a clue, there's a clue. You end up seeing Vision, right?
What?
She looks at him and he's
Susie, what's
dead,
wrong?
and he's speaking to her like if he's not dead, like he's just
Yeah.
like dead-eyed in a suit, and she snaps out of it right away. But things like that, glimpses like that, is what makes the show interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's finally having the balls to do something that's just not a regular Marvel movie.
Yeah, because like I said, like the first episode, it didn't mention any of that. So it just skipped to Wanda and she just like having her life. But then when you saw like you mentioned with that vision, and that's a clue, that's when your mind like, okay, this happened after he died. So that happened after Infinity War. So now I know where this timeline goes. Because, before when I started, I'm like, I don't understand where this is going. But, because there was no clues, I couldn't understand it. But seeing Vision, and then like you seeing people that I'm guessing they're just acting weird and everything, and it's just like there was something going on. And then throughout there, she had kids and everything, but then
So yeah, the twins being born is like, at the end of the season, we really don't know how she did it still.
yeah,
And part of me feels like a brat that I want to know the answer, but the other part of me appreciates not getting everything right away. And maybe it'll show up in the Doctor Strange movie or the Spider-Man movie. It's just one long story. If you look at it as one long story,
yeah,
it's this is not 1970. This is not 1980 when, you're anticipating Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. It's not the same thing. There's gonna be more. When Return of the Jedi came, you would think everyone thought that's it forever
mm-hmm.
back then. So nowadays the story's gonna continue. Chill the fuck out. That's what I feel like telling people all the time. Like, it's gonna, whatever gaps you're upset about, it's gonna happen. Just chill the fuck out.
It just sucks because like it's not that I'm not a
That's
big
how I
super
tell
like.
myself that too. That's how I feel about WandaVision. Where the
Mhm.
fuck is all the answers? But you forget that this is not a show on its own. This is
It
something
just
that's a part of something we already watching.
it just like it sucks because it's not that I get the waiting. Waiting is fine, but it's just like, you know, not to obviously it's a different conversation like Star Wars after Revenge of the Sith. You know how many years it took to they make the Force Awakening? Like we were so young. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
was 10
damn
years
it.
and
Yeah, and it's just like it sucks because we're not gonna stay young forever. We're getting older. So it's just like, damn man, so many years going by, and it's just like, wow, it's crazy. But yeah, it's patient. It's just like I said, it builds up. And now with this pandemic, because obviously WandaVision, everything was supposed to come out way before. Even Black Widow, the movie was supposed to come out a while ago, but they
yeah.
had to push that back because this pandemic kind of slowed things everything down. So
Yeah,
now with this on pause, now they're finally continuing, but like it's extended more year long, which kind of sucks. But hey, what can we
But
do, right?
not for nothing, the Black Widow movie's a prequel.
Yeah, it is. It's a prequel. I know
So
that. Yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't really, or the reason they don't want to show it to us is maybe it isn't a prequel. Maybe she got rescued from, you know, the pit or wherever
She was
where she
dead.
got left. Well, I don't
She
know. They're
was.
gonna bring back whoever they feel like bringing back. Is what I'm telling you.
I mean, they brought. I
And
mean,
I'm ready to be upset about it. Not upset, but like, okay, cool. You know, he's back, but it's just like
why are
I
you
hope.
bringing it back?
Yeah, I know they're bringing Captain America back already because it's a multiverse and they're gonna be different versions of him. So I don't know. But back to like the actual show, WandaVision, because we can get
Hmm.
like turning into a bunch of shit. So the big thing that I'm still thinking about and still is important to me
Hmm.
is the Quicksilver from the Fox movies has arrived as her brother knocking the door. You know, that to me was I thought the show was gonna be so much more about that. That's the reason I'm disappointed at the ending of the show, not because the show was bad, because that's not what the show gave me
I think I know where you're
expectations
going for.
to finally connect things.
Yeah, and it's not what you
Yeah,
expected.
yeah.
So yeah, see, that's what I wanted to bring up. Because when we saw Quicksilver, obviously when you seen him, it just showed the back of his head. I'm like, oh shit, they brought Peter back. And then when you notice, like, wait, that's a Quicksilver from X-Men. And knowing obviously everybody knows that when it came to X-Men, Fox owns X-Men. But now that Disney brought out Fox, they have X-Men, they have Fantastic Four. So me thinking like, oh wow, I already know what they're doing. They're trying to bring people from whatever that they own now, they're bringing them little by little. So I'm thought like, okay, this is getting interesting. This is awesome. And the effects were amazing too. But then when we get to find out in the end, it was just he's just a normal person. So it's like our mind expected it, and it's just like,
Okay, so from all the videos that I watch, like New Rock Stars and Den of Nerds, I watch a lot of these guys that put a lot of effort into just like analyzing this shit. Like
mhm.
time I don't have to analyze. And it's really cool, but man, I don't know how these guys do it. I
the only thing,
appreciate them, but man, I would have
the
not
only
known
thing,
any of this stuff.
the only thing that I'm just kind of like, because when my mind was that, I thought maybe when Wanda went to that town where she's at, I thought about when Quicksilver was there. I'm like, wait, because we did see in the other X-Men when Quicksilver had to go to prison. Well, he went to go to prison to break out Magneto, and I obviously they went to his house to get some help. So I thought maybe like he lived around the area. I'm like, wait, that has to be maybe his house there from like what we've seen from X-Men. Because like in the X-Men game, he was just playing, they were talking to him, but he was just playing video games, but he was playing really fast, like he could beat.
Yeah, and to be fair, he doesn't even act like the same character.
Yeah.
Like the one from the X-Men movies was a lot more playful
Mm-hmm.
with everybody and nicer and just a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't a nice guy at all. So it comes to find out this guy, I forgot his it was Ralph Boner, I believe his name was.
Ralph Boner.
Like the name that they said he is at the end. Yeah, Mr. Boner. Mr. Bonafide. But Ralph Boner, I don't even know the deal with it. I don't even have a prediction.
Who is this guy
Who
and
is
what
Ralph
can
Boner? Like,
I never heard of him. That's what I'm saying. I I I don't know what to say, but like you said, patience. It's gonna build up. Maybe he's a clue down the road. and we'd be like, wow, so that's crazy. So all this time we thought he was a regular person, but he's actually the Quicksilver. We don't know. That's what I'm saying. It could be a twist. I don't know. I mean, if
And
they just put
yeah, there's
him just
more
a
to
regular
it. There's
person,
more to it. We just don't have the patience to deal with it. And that's the
yeah.
honest truth about it. And it did set. So I just want to get to the good stuff, right?
Mhm.
Let's get to the very end. Let's get to the end credit scenes. End
Yes.
credit scenes. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, now the one that I remember is Monica Rambeau, right? And if you don't know Monica Rambeau, she was in the Captain Marvel movie as a little girl.
Yep.
She's the one that helped her pick out her colors for the Captain
Mm-hmm.
Marvel costume. So she's a grown up and she has her own powers. This show kind of activated something and inside of her that she had already pretty much. And Wanda's powers just so she goes to this, I don't know if it was like a church or a library or something.
It was a movie theater. It was an old movie
A movie
theater.
theater, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So they go
Yeah.
in there and one of the scrolls reveals themselves. And the scrolls are some reptilian looking motherfuckers that just, they're not good or bad, they're the same as us,
Mm-hmm.
they're just trying to survive and just live. But they invited her to go up to space. So a lot of people's prediction and mine, what my assumption also watching it was that she's gonna see Nick Fury because at the end of Far
Yeah.
From Home, the end
Mm-hmm.
credit scene, he's up there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Isn't he
I
in high
mean,
command?
yeah,
Isn't he in control?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's like the highest, motherfucker up there,
I thought
literally
my
and
prediction, like
figuratively.
obviously when he says a mom's old friend. So I'm thinking Nick Fury, but then I'm thinking like maybe she will see Captain Marvel
Yeah,
as
but
well
Captain
because
Marvel doesn't work for Sword.
mm-hmm.
She's just a hero. She doesn't work for the, fucking Nick Fury is the head of it.
No, she doesn't work for him, but then I feel like the people that are working for him who she met in the theater is from Captain Marvel, those creatures. So maybe she'll pop by, not be like a big role, but maybe pop by like, hey, what's up? How you, and then boom, she just go away because remember, she's not, like she said, she has other worlds, planets to save. She cannot be only focusing on Earth. So she has other things to do. That's why she's mostly not around. So she's not, obviously with
I
the
mean,
Avengers.
I'm gonna be real with you. Captain Marvel, I'm not really into it. I don't want to bash her character, but it's her because I like her as an actress. There was movies she did beforehand that made me excited
Mm-hmm.
for her to be Captain Marvel. So it's not anything against her acting. I think it's just not a good fit, my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Like she doesn't when she goes like on press runs with the other Avengers, they don't really mesh well with her. Everyone else has good jokes together, and you see like interviews, she's just the most clunky one. Like
Mm-hmm.
she has no chemistry with any of them.
Oh no, I seen
And
interviews.
Captain
I seen it.
Marvel
Yeah.
was a good one-time watch, but I don't ever plan on watching that movie ever again.
No, of course not. But at the end, like,
I wouldn't tell anyone don't watch that movie, but at the same time, if you're trying to get a quick recap of the MCU, I'll tell you to skip Captain Marvel. Easy. You don't need to watch
yeah.
that movie. You really don't. Because she doesn't contribute anything to the Infinity War story.
She did. She just came late to the
Yeah,
party.
but
But
if she wasn't there, it wouldn't matter.
yeah, even
Like
that's what I'm saying.
in
Even
storyline purpose, not her powers. In storyline, she has no real like Thor could have did the same thing she did. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm.
she just filled a slot. She's very powerful, so she did this.
Yeah.
Like Wanda was about to take Thanos down too. So it's not
They
even
confirmed it too. They actually confirmed it on the show that she
confirmed.
was the yeah. There's
So
like
so that we really didn't talk about
Can we talk about Vision?
Yeah.
About Vision. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my part is that obviously Shield, this guy, the bad guy, he actually made Vision, but it was like you could say something like a prototype, and he was all white. Obviously, he went inside there. He fought with Vision going there, and then obviously Vision didn't want to fight him. He was just saying, "Why do you want to fight?" And he told him that I need to do this and that, and I need to kill Vision. Vision said, well, I'm not really Vision. I'm just like a memory or a mirage of Vision. And then that's when Vision's like, okay, I need more information. And that's why he was given this metaphor about these two ships and everything, how, basically you are you, but you don't remember. So that's why when he was like, let me show you, he kind of stumbled for him and he's like, may I? So when he touched him in the head, it just bring back all those memories of even back then and everything. And that's where he's like,
yeah, because that's
oh,
the
shit.
actual body that Thanos took the stone out of his head.
I think he just doesn't have
the white body. Yeah, that's a fixed version of him.
Yeah. So now that he's fixed, and as you can see, when he touched them after the thing, you saw how his eyes from a computer, it looks like he was a robot, and then he turned to like original like human pupil. So it's like he kind of got his conscience back somewhat, but he's like, I'm Vision, and then he flew off. So my thing is that a lot of people is going to ask what's going to happen in Vision. I have an opinion with that. Like, well, my theory to it is that obviously he flies off. I feel like maybe he needs time for himself, not like how Wanda is coping and everything, but I guess he wants to know more what's going on and everything. So maybe when he's already adjusted, maybe he can go and approach Wanda.
A lot of it is hard to understand, but I'm gonna try to chop it up as simple as I could. So old Vision is now the old Vision you saw on the floor dead is now all white Vision fixed. And he's meeting this other Vision that Wanda recreated with her powers. So those two people, those two beings are meeting each other. And so the one with Wanda's memories that she has, because she mentioned that the time stone, the soul stone has the memory. I think it's the Mind Stone, isn't it?
No, yeah, the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone. Yeah, the Mind Stone has the memory because of Vision and Wanda's love. Like it has it in, like there's a connection she has. Like she has the Force with just the Infinity Stone. You know what I'm saying? Like she has a connection to it. She already had powers as a kid, like they said in the show when she was a little girl, that she stopped the bomb. But the stone just activated powers she already had, just like Monica Rambeau, she had powers already, but Wanda activated those powers. It's kind of like the same thing. So all he did, Vision to other Vision, he just uploaded it to the new Vision, the all white Vision, and just here's the memories you used to have in the body you currently have. It's
basically passing the data on to the new Vision. So it's like basically he's rebooting. He's like backing up the files on him because obviously he's like a robot. So he just, like I said, it just went to his head. And now he finally realized.
Now you understand how Palpatine came back.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Okay.
Just the dark side. Just throw the dark side in there. And people praying for demons and stuff. Boom.
There you go. Same thing.
But anyway, the Vision stuff was really cool. Wanda at the very end, at Wanda's end credit scene, I think it was the very, very last one, was that she was sitting on the porch. And some people would say that it kind of reminiscent of Thanos, at the end of Infinity War, just relaxing. And then you zoom in and it's just one steady shot and it goes into another version of her. in the room, and you hear her kids calling mommy and help me, mom. And she has one of those Doctor Strange books. I don't know the name of it, but she's reading it and turning the pages without touching it and opening portals or something like that's it's just left to the imagination at this point. But you're imagining her kids are not gone because she said goodbye to her kids, and apparently they're somewhere. Their souls are somewhere lost, and she feels it. So she's gonna pretty much break the multiverse because her kids. And she's gonna be the villain without trying to be the villain.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I think she's gonna be this villain to Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. Because that's what Agatha said. She said, you're gonna destroy the world.
That's who you are.
And she said heroes, like Wanda tried to justify to the town people, oh, you're happy here or whatever, like trying to convince herself also. But Agatha said, heroes don't torture people.
Yeah.
And she had nothing to say.
Okay, so speaking of Agnes, whatever.
It was Agatha.
A lot of people I know a lot of people are going to ask, who is she? Because they never seen her before. They have no clue of her. So,
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know either until I started watching the show.
So, I didn't know much of her too until I had to find out facts of her. So, a lot of people, so just explaining. So, Agatha, she's actually from the Fantastic Four universe. She wasn't really much of a big role. So she was like a nanny. She was actually escaping these cult because they thought that she was a witch and everything. So if you research her and you look at her like in the comics, scene where WandaVision, where she was gonna be she was like tied up in a wood, and then these all different people just surrounding her about to kill her. That's literally what they show in the comics. So it's pretty cool. They kind of got that little formula concept to it. And but in the comics, she did get saved. And then that's when she crossed over and met Wanda and Vision. And, I guess she realized all these powers that she has. And, everything like in the show, it was all Agatha that did it. Same thing in the comics. She did the same thing. But, she was trying to get the power of Wanda, but obviously it backfired. She absorbed everything from Agatha, and now you see her now that she's more of the true Scarlet Witch. You get to see the little outfit, the little horn.
Yeah, that was great. It was great how they teased it early in the season. She's like, oh, she doesn't have a funny name.
The best is the teaser.
That was great. That was great the way they did that. Because it just makes you look forward to something.
Yeah, especially when the Halloween, it gives it that little clue. I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks just like the comics, like the same thing. It's just plain and everything. But now that in the end,
the end, her costume is dope, yo.
It's legit. Like, I love it.
The crown without like the natural crown that she has or whatever. Yo, that shit looks amazing.
And the thing about it is, like, what I like about the crown is that it's not like, obviously when you see in the comic, it's just like a red thing, but like you can see that they detail it, the design, the texture and everything. It's just like that metal.
So let's end it with a rating. I don't know, 5-star rating, let's say, until we come up with a more creative thing. 5-star rating for WandaVision. Season 1 and only, I believe it's gonna be.
Yeah. So my rating for that, I'm not gonna go 5-star because it wasn't really there. I'll say maybe I'll say maybe a 4, just a 4 right there. I was gonna say 4.
Just a 4 right there.
Just a 4 right there. Numero cuatro. Because like I said, it's just that like I said, my expectation just I thought where they were leading kind of took a different turn. So it's like when I found out, okay, that's not what it is. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, then it's not. Like I said, with that whole Quicksilver thing, it's just, everybody was freaked out. Everybody had. That's the thing. When I spoke to a lot of people were like, I know what's this doing. I know what they're doing. They're smart. They're good. They're smart about that. They thought they were just reeling people in. And they're just gonna create this whole thing, and I'm like, okay. And then we find out this guy's fucking nothing. I'm like, fucking,
he's
Mr.
not
Boner
nothing.
Guy.
He is somebody, but it doesn't matter right now. And that's our problem. We can't deal with that. Can't deal with not getting the answer we want right now. We don't have, we don't have patience like, Doctor Strange does. Like we just don't got that type of reading books while he's sleeping type of motherfucker. How you read books while you're sleeping? How boring is your life? Just think about that. But all right, so I'm gonna give it my rating. Out of 5 stars. I'm gonna be real with you. As a Marvel property, I'd give it a really high, on a scale of a Marvel project, I would give it a high number. But overall, if you just look at a TV show, a season of television, I'll give it 3.5 stars.
3.5. Okay.
If I put it in perspective of shows that blow my mind, it didn't quite do that. It's progressing to be like Marvel is progressing to be that. Like a show that, because like I like the show The Boys. To me,
The Boys was amazing.
Compared to, what I'm saying? Compare WandaVision to The Boys. The Boys is a 5 to me.
The thing about with The Boys is that
WandaVision is more like a 3.5.
So comparing to The Boys, obviously they're
and Mandalorian
superheroes.
Too. Mandalorian. Compare Mandalorian and The Boys to WandaVision. As much as I like WandaVision, WandaVision don't compare to those two.
Yeah.
It's not at that level. If you just put it in a scale and you get away from the moment of just watching it, I would say 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't argue with that, and obviously
that's a good rating to me.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you give your rates, you have your reasons. You know how to back it up and everything. So I'm like, all right. I mean, I get it, and you explain it. The Boys, however, like it's the same concept, but I like The Boys a lot. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Just obviously with WandaVision and Marvel, they're just it's a superhero story, and they have all that. But like The Boys, it is that. But I feel like The Boys like something. If superhero was real life, legit real life right now, that will happen. That's what I loved about it. I'm like, no fucking around, because like remember in the first episode when the guy ran so fast.
I feel like DC did that a little bit, but The Boys took it to the most realistic version of it.
Breast milk. if you know what episode it's oh man.
All right, so that shall conclude. I thought this was going to be a short one. I was like, 20 minutes. I lost track of time. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. I plan to do more of these with you. I just have to find the right projects. Maybe we could do the whole season of Falcon and Winter Soldier together. And
I'll be there. And I want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity. Me being in your chat, your podcast.
Yeah, whatever. Man. Yeah. I want to do more things that are just fun. Mm-hmm. In the past, I used to think about, let me do something because this is what people would want from me. But man, I just want to have fun conversations with people and just talk about shit that's cool. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to overcomplicate shit anymore. Watch the pot on YouTube. Watch the pot on TikTok. And have a great one. And I will see y'all for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Guys.
Deuce.